Can you guys hear me? Good evening. Am I live? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Shit. Hello? Hello? Are we live? Oh yeah, I don't know why it's my chat lagging. And my OBS chat is kind of lagged out there. Why? How can I reset the chat? Wait. What the hell is happening? Sako, my friend. Everybody, good evening. I'm sorry. How about I pay for my... When is it coming, dude? Diana and I were mentioning you guys, what was it, a day or two ago? When was it? Wasn't it like this? Wasn't it in May, Sako, right? $17 months. Jesus Christ, man. Dude, of course, I got your message. When was it? Yesterday. When did you SMS me? I was sick. I had a virus, a stomach virus. That's why I didn't get back to you. We're happy to hang out for sure, man. Of course we are. Of course we're happy to hang out. Zara, my friend, good evening. How are you, man? I feel better. My stomach thing is gone now. I don't have Instagram account. How do I use this? Decline. Ah, okay, we can play that in the browser. All right, cool. Give me a moment and we start. All right, cool. Well, good evening, everybody. Again, that was a funny start. Let's just play some music here. Is the music too loud before we start coding? I guess music isn't too loud. I did today actually, Zaire. So I did today actually. I wanted to. We're gonna speak anyway. If I go to my today's practice session, actually, I just finished. I just played saxophone. I just put my kid to bed, and before that, but this is from like a couple of minutes ago. So I did. I'm just gonna mute the sound. But as you can see, I did try testing it out. And it needs some changes. It wasn't actually accurate. What do you think about Flutter? I don't know anybody using Flutter. That's literally nowhere, even on the list of required tools or whatever, right? So I'll take a look at this. I did test it today. So you will notice here in the video Chat is still bugged. Jesus Christ, wait. Give me 1 second. All right, let's test now. Give me a second. Yeah, it's so weird. Seriously, what's up with the chat? Give me 2 seconds before we start hacking. Twitch chat, where is it? Twitch chat, this guy, yeah. Huh. All right, let's say test. All right, should be fine now, right? Yeah, should be fine now, I suppose, right? Yeah, should be fine now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. Well, good evening again. Yeah. So what I was doing. What did I do here? I didn't want to do that. So what I was doing, yeah, I didn't do. So I did some work off stream on the programmer network. So I also kind of uploaded. How would I say it? You can now go here and find kind of my tips and tricks stuff. This is just an aggregated list of videos, not all of them that I recorded for YouTube. So you will notice here that I kind of separated just so this is not really a course as in like a cohesive one thing course, but you can see that, yeah, I just put some stuff that I have on YouTube that I recorded through this stream. So we have that, a little bit of style there, and I've also kind of added the header here to the meetups. So we're gonna kind of focus on this today a bit. Yeah, pretty much, Zaire. Pretty much, yes. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Okay. So let's kind of start coding today, and let me just pin the website. Let me do the marketing stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. I don't know, man. It's a working day tomorrow. No, not anymore. It used to be a public holiday, but I don't think it's anymore. I mean, I'm working tomorrow, so yeah. Give me just 1 second. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, cool. So what do we have here? Section title, class name, text SM, and why do I have that? No reason. Okay. PQNet, good evening. I'm doing very well, man. How are you doing? All right, so what I want to do basically here is so actually I don't want to do anything there. Sorry, my bad. So I want to start today with the stream with this. No worries. We should chat about it. I mean, I can fix that, right, as well. It's I don't think it's really about matching. It's about some logic. You and I can discuss it later, because I think it's more about something else, right? So don't worry much about it. We figure it out together. Yeah, we're gonna get there. Now, I mean, I'm just focusing on finalizing all of these kind of things, right? So it's gonna be amazing for sure. No question about that. It's just a matter of, yeah, I mean, now I have the time to stream again and to do this. So I think it's gonna be fine. I think we will nail it to be awesome. Session, that's amazing, man. Okay, that's great. Matty, my friend, I love you, dude. Thank you for coming. Matty is my first, or at least one of the top 3 viewers that ever visited this stream. Hard Coner, yeah, just yeah, improving the existing features we have. More specifically, I also kind of did the first course in production, right? You guys can access this if you want. So I'm gonna see, you know, while I was making this, I just put there some of my YouTube videos there. I just did this when was it, a couple of days ago, because and I published it just to see what's missing now. So I'm gonna go and yeah, keep improving these things, and then once meetups and courses are awesome, then I'm gonna actually start sharing this with people on LinkedIn and people in my life, right? So, and then once we're there, we're gonna start building a new feature called projects, where yeah, people can find projects to join, or you know, you're looking for developers or whatever, etc., etc. Right? But yeah, that's what it is. I mean, yeah, the thing is, what can I say? If you guys asked me what I want from you, I would much rather say I wish it could be useful for you, so you can force yourself to log in, leave a message, write a blog post, right? Of course, right? Of course, that I cannot ask you to do that, because things are either useful to people or useless, and right now, you know, these things are still not useful. But that is the hard part, right? It's making the people, making the early adopters, and that's what you are here, Matty, the oldest one. I know, but that's the thing. People, you know, people don't want to write articles, or they don't want to write courses, etc., right? So that's just the nature of it. What can you do, right? What can you do? Not much, right? I'm not using any libraries. I wrote all of this code. Interesting. Okay. I mean, yeah. It's yeah. Just let me think about this a little bit. So what do we have here? So we have 12 columns grid now. This is 8, this is 4, right? Yeah, I mean, that's, I mean, I would say it's not that terrible, right? Let's just try one thing here. Let's try again border, and then border text whatever /20 p4. I just want to do it for fun. And then no, that kind of sucks. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so I mean, yeah, I want to leave it maybe like that. So there's that one thing, even though having that border left that I removed, that was not kind of bad, right? So maybe I want to take this thing back at least. Border, yeah. So this one, right? Border L2, border text, whatever, 20, right? And then, yeah, PL8 or whatever, something like that, right? So let's leave it like that. And then we had, when I built this, where was this draggable something? Yeah, draggable list, this thing, right? How do I, is draggable, yeah, okay. True, right? Because I implemented kind of this drag and drop, but do we actually have it here? Unsorted handle sort lectures. Like, is this functionality working properly? Let's take a look at that, because not quite. So, okay, now I'm apparently, I mean, once I drag, right? Am I actually calling anything? So I was actually calling the sort. So we'll maybe have to take a look at our API. Okay, so that's not terrible, right? Instance path, whatever, payload. So wait, so hey Joe, this should not work. So in theory, yeah, that's correct. So my drag and drop, just missing an indicator, we can fix that in the UI. And basically this is draggable should fundamentally just say, hey, if section has more than one lecture, right? So if section.lectures.length is greater than 0, right? So if there's more than one lecture, then things. So, right, so we'll want to probably fix this. You can see my API now is farting out. It's saying, hey, my friend, whatever you're trying to give me isn't cool. So we're gonna do that in a moment, right? So what is this endpoint? It's courses lectures sort. So let's open up our API, right? And let's lectures sort. So lectures and sort. Let's take a look at that, how I implement. I don't remember. So what do we expect here? So this is our URL parameters, and the body expects the lectures. So what do we send? We send the ID, order of the item, right? And the title. So items is ID, order. And then we're sending a title, which, yeah, it doesn't really matter. That should pretty much get discarded. And we are sending actually an array of objects, right? So that's also correct. So let's see here, lectures is type array, items is type object, additional properties required, blah, blah, lectures, response, false. So all of that is technically correct. Let's go into the actual sort lectures controller, this microcontroller here. So do we actually get here at all? Let's print that bad boy. Let's try to drag this again. Message instance path, whatever. So for sure our AJV, another JSON validator schema, is failing. No questions about that. We can see that clearly, right? So if we, just for fun, omit the schema, meaning, yeah, where we were removing the validation completely from that endpoint. Let's try now. Fail to sort lectures. Okay, now we're getting a different error. So let's go to that controller. So we're getting here into the catch, right? So let's see why. So let's print them here now again. Let's print these fellas again. Let's go back here. Let's actually just reply this HTTP request. So instead of dragging, let's just say reply XHR, right? So yeah, lectures are undefined. Let's see if they're undefined now because of the actual, because we removed the schema or something else. And let's actually see what are we sending. Request payload is an array, right? So let's actually go to the front end as well. Handle sort lectures. This is what I basically call, right? Sort lectures. Let's take a look at here. Sorted lectures. Let's print this. Let's drag. So we do have the lectures. Okay, cool. How did I write this Axios thing? So this is the body, so the URL and the body, right? So yeah, we are technically sending the correct stuff, right? It's an array of objects, description, ID, order, and title. Okay, let's just literally, so let's not spread the whole lecture, because based on the API schema that I wrote, right, we can see that I really only need the ID of an item and the order. So that is fine, right? And let's update this type, right? Sorted lectures, whatever. So it's gonna complain about that now, right? So that is also wrong. So basically this thing should be ID, right? ID, which is a number, and order, which is a number as well, right? Is that what my API expects? Yeah, we have an ID and an order, right? Matty, I mean, the infrastructure that I've done already is perfectly done. I mean, this infrastructure now can handle thousands of users, more than that, right? So I would do nothing more right now, right? But if it would generate money, then that's a different story. If it would generate profit, then of course I would do it differently. But chances of that are marginal. The thing is, Maddie, is that with the AI, right? I mean, the thing is, maybe, who knows, right? I'm just, I'm not being, I'm a realist. You know me now for more than a year. I think you know me really well now. And I think I'm more of a realist, right? Like, it's more about maybe, right? Who knows? Who knows, right? It would be certainly amazing, right? I mean, I'm clearly going to build this until the end. And from the perspective of quality and features, I have zero doubts that it will be amazing. I mean, that I don't doubt. But the hard part isn't building it. Building it is an easy part, right? That is like, who cares? The hard part is actually getting people to use it and, all of that stuff. And organically, that is difficult, right? Because when you look at the platform like this DevTO, when you look at a lot of these platforms, right, they had fake accounts creating a fake like, for example, what I could do on Programmer Network right now, I could create 20 accounts with real names and pretend to be these people, and I can just generate content, right? But I don't want to do that because it goes against the values of why I want to build this platform. It defeats the purpose, right? And that is the challenge. How do you build it granularly, organically, naturally, and honestly without failing, right? Because in order to build a platform where people want to come, there has to be content. And in order for the content to exist there, so basically it's a chicken and egg problem with every of these projects like this, right? That is always the challenge, right? And especially like me, if you're not willing to walk over your values, right, then that becomes harder as well. Yeah, what's actually happening with this endpoint? Let's take a look at that. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out in a second, I'm sure. So this stuff that we're sending now is good. We have an ID and order, so that's awesome. Let's actually move this to number, by the way. No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think the schema is wrong here, right? So, this is the problem, right? So to some degree, yes, you're right, right? Is that because the body, the way that it was written, then the lectures, as you said, yeah. So, and that's kind of what I believe, what I changed. Let's try this again, right? And now it's a little bit different. Now I think it's better, potentially. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. So it doesn't like the schema. So the body is type of object, is type of an array, right? This is what we have, right? And then properties are type of object. So this is what we need. Wait a minute. So body is type of array, yes? Which has this, right? So basically we have to get rid of that. Type array and then additional properties, I guess we can get rid of. So we can just simplify that schema, I believe. Let's try that again. Let's reply this. So this is the body now, right? It's type array. Then we have the items. These are the properties, blah, blah, right? Okay. Ouch. And then, yeah, and then this now is lectures, right? So this is the problem. Okay. Now, right? And then if we smack this guy, okay, now it works, right? So well, let's see if it works. At least we're getting now to send them there, right? And the response is 201, right? So technically, if I refresh this now, yeah, the sorting basically works. You can see we need to make sure to update the UI, but yeah, actually that's it. So if I do this now, it's just a little bit fiddly, right? But yeah, you can see that it does in fact work, right? It's just now it's a UI type of issue, right? Okay, that's good. It's just I think at one point I simplified the schema of this. Okay, so let's just deploy this already to production, right? Let's just simplify this schema, right? And this is transactional. Let's just review this while we're going over these things. I wrote this very, very long ago. So I have sort lectures. Let's actually go and take a look at that. So we have sort lectures. We get the ID from the URL parameters, right? We're like, hey, does the section exist? Yes, it doesn't. Well, return early. Then we create a transaction here because we're about to do batch updates, basically, right? You could say that this, to some degree, is a batch update because you might send a number of these, right? So we just have a very imperative for loop. We loop through stuff. We could, of course, improve this with, under quotes, improve using map or whatever, but who cares? And then we apply the order. And then we commit the transaction, blah, blah. Okay, so that is reasonable, yeah. So that we can deploy, yes. And we're going to say simplify sort lectures schema body schema, right? And let's deploy this to prod. Let's push this to production. So that's great, right? So that now, Foji, hey buddy, how you doing? So yeah, so this is good. As you can see, it's just I built this this little thing. So is this, yeah, let's just play a little bit with this because I've wrote this core library for this project, right? Louis GUI. So let's just, and I'm so happy that I did, by the way, if you're wondering, because I have full control over every single thing that as I have now, right? Because it's so simple. So so let's just go and run the storybook and give me just 1 second. I forgot to turn on additional lights on my wall to upgrade my programming skills, because there's this light now here. Shit, I cannot. There's this light here, man. What? Oh yeah, okay. Sorry. there's this slide here. Now I'm basically, my programming skills are around 27% higher. Plus I turned on this thing, which, so 50% my programming skills are now approximately 50% higher. I'm basically suddenly a bigger programmer with this RGB crap. It's beautiful. If you don't believe me, look at this now. You see how quickly I'm programming? I have a split keyboard now because I have RGB. Look at this. RGB, man. Can you show us where is west? I can't. Oh. Definitely improved. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, cool. So as you can see, this is my simple drag and drop, right? And yeah, it kind of sucks, right? I think. I don't know. So maybe it would be cool if we can just very quickly RGB gives you 20% extra FPS on games. I mean, clearly, right? Okay, so I think when I drag, what would be cool, right? Is that where is this story? Draggable class, yeah. Dragged over class name. Okay, so this is how I did it. I see. So actually, maybe we don't. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Bear with me. Let me just give me a second. Make sure. I need to make sure that my backend is deployed without failing. I mean, there's no reason for it to fail, but let's just make sure that it actually is deployed and that production is live. All right, production is live. Okay, great. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so let's go back here. No, that's production. Yeah, so let's get back here and just play with that a little bit. So here, when I build this library, li class name. So I can see that I extended it with dragged class name, dragged over class name. So what if I say border B to border B? It doesn't really matter. I just want to see. Yeah, so you can see now, you can see the border, but why does it, like, yeah, you can see now kind of what's happening. Should it be maybe border top? Koner, thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, so this, right? This makes more sense. Would you agree? So if I hover it now, it's a little bit very, yeah, it's kind of glitchy, right? Bexy, I read that book many years ago, probably a decade and a half ago, yes. Clean Code is a legendary book, yes. For sure. Okay, let me, wait. Yes, it just feels a little bit too fast, right? It feels too quick. Wait, so if I hold and drag, wait. Okay. So what would be the logic here, basically? You could say that if I'm dragging the first one, yeah, okay, I see. Wait a minute. So let's do something like this. Third item. So now we have 3 of them, right? So this one makes sense when I drag it to have a line like this, basically. Yeah, okay, I see what's happening here. So there has to be some logic, right? So, okay, so you can see basically here that, so this has to be conditional depending on which item I'm actually dragging, right? So I need some state to know, hey, am I dragging the first or the last? Because if I'm dragging the last item, then the bottom top makes sense. But if I'm dragging the first item somewhere down, then border top does no longer make sense. Now we would need like to indicate border bottom, like, hey, I'm putting you below something, right? You get what I mean? Because for this guy, it kind of makes sense, I guess. This is kind of, yeah, not very useful, is it? So, okay, on drag over. So here, basically, we would need another state variable, right? That says, hey, am I dragging the first or the last item in the list, right? So here, we would have to say, is dragging first item, and then is dragging last item. Little onion, right? It's just, do I want to spend time on this now is the question. Yeah, I think I'm doing most of that already. I mean, we can check, but I think I'm doing that already. No. Okay, let's be a little bit more intelligent here, right? Okay, actually, no. I mean, this is a core component. That's the thing. Let's just spend like 2 minutes, 5 more minutes max on it. Because we do have the dragged ID. It's just the question is, do I expose the drag active item? So this is the active item ID. Like we would need to expose basically. Yeah, so more intelligent way to do this would be to have an effect, right? Like this. So it could be a relatively simple thing, right? And here we can say drag the ID. And then we could expose a handler, right? So we can say on drag how would I call the handler? Let's see. It's just we need some way to kind of tell the consumer what is being dragged right now, right? So that's really what we want. So on dragging, could we call it like that, right? You get what I mean, right? So if we would do that, we can do something like this, right? Thank you very much for your right? Something like that, right? So handle drag and blah, 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 and then we drop, then there's nothing being dragged anymore, right? Right. Then if we go to the story here, now we can try that, right? Right, okay, so Chica, my friend, good evening. That's amazing, dude. You kick ass, Sire. That's insane, dude. Thank you, man. C1, good evening, buddy. Okay, so now that's great. So now we have this drag item, right? And now here we can do some logic. We can say const is dragging first item, right? And then const is dragging last item, right? In this context, right? And then here we can do dragged over class name, right? So here we can now say class names. We can do basically, and here I want to say is dragging first item, then we want to border bottom. So we're going to say border B, let's just say 2, border, I don't know, rows 5, it doesn't really matter, I don't care about the style. And if it's dragging the last one, right, we want the border T, right? Amazing, man. All right, so let's see if that actually makes any sense. Okay, so that's actually logic is working with. Dragged over class name, dragged class name. Maybe, yeah, maybe I was supposed to do this instead. No. Oh, my bad. Yeah, just trying to improve some component, but why is it, so weird. Why is it not showing the indicator? So weird. Okay, wait a minute. Am I in the default story? Yes, that's correct. Yeah, default. Cool. Drag the class name. And what am I doing here in the core project? Drag the over class name. Yeah, that's correct as well. Okay. Oh, of course, because we're missing prefixes, right? Because we're in my core library. My bad. It's because, you know, I have prefixes here. All right, so now it's fine, right? Now we see the border bottom. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Basically, now it's showing the right indicator, right? Yeah, I like that. That's literally what I wanted. And now, I mean, the other class would be what, right? Yeah, so yeah, I'm starting to doubt now if we should do this, but yeah, this is the logic in a way, right? And now for the other, I mean, basically what we really need to do is figure out, is there something on the top? So basically the logic for this would be, take the item that you are dragging and check, you know, the position relative to other elements, right? Yeah, but that makes no sense, right? All right, you know what? Let's not maybe die over this hill. Yeah, let's not maybe die over this. We'll leave this. I'm not gonna actually discard these changes, but I think what we actually have to do is we have to basically figure out over here when you're dragging, right? Based on indexes, you know, if there's basically based on the index over the item that you're hovering, is there more on the top or not, right? So basically, if I do this and you hover over the first one, there's really nothing more there, right? Burek with cheese, that's sacrilege. That is absolutely sacrilege. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. All right, let's leave this as is then. Let's leave it as it is. You know, I'll just go back here and change this class name, right? But actually, let's not be too harsh on Bexy Chica, right? Because what Bexy is thinking, she probably means in Sirnica, right? It's like a pie with cheese. The problem is that people are just using these names wrongly. Burek is a pie with meat, right? But people, you know, use it. It's sacrilege, basically. Yeah, exactly. Zaire, I do want to talk, of course, man. And I'm sorry it might appear. Zaire, I think the best time for us to talk, as long as you want, would be the weekend, right? Or like Saturday and Sunday, we could just sit here and create a plan and stuff like that. You can see, man, like, I'm sorry if I respond to your messages sometimes randomly, because you can see that I come from work, then I take care of my kid, wife, eat, put my kid to sleep, right, and stuff like that. So it's kind of chaotic always, right? So just just make sure you know that, right? Because it's kind of, you know. Okay, so this is good enough, I think. Let's push this. Will do, man. Will do. Enjoy that video game, man, and come back by the time I go, at least so you can say bye. Have I finished the network? I'm not sure what you mean finished. I don't think that project of this scale is ever finished. I mean, this is I'm not doing this project to finish it. That's not the goal, right? So you need to be more specific when you say, did you finish? Finish what exactly? This is not a to-do app, right? So to finish it, right? I don't think this is ever going to be finished. So it kind of depends what you mean, right? Okay, I mean, this is not terrible, right? This is good enough. At least there's some indicator now that you can kind of see, right? And it's kind of buggy a little bit, I think. All right, cool. So let me go to production. Let me go to programmer.network. Let me go to courses. No, let me go to settings, meetups. Let's go to this recent course that I released. Let's actually go to our, let's see if we deployed that to production. Here I go again on my own Cloudflare pages. Okay, so yeah, it is basically live, right? So now let's try to test this in production. So yeah, this is kind of, yeah, sure. Yeah, all right, we'll have to fix that. But what, can I do this now? And did it work? Yeah, should I work remotely as a software engineer? Yeah, seems to be working in production properly. If we actually go to the courses now in production. And if I go over here, yeah. Yeah. That is great, yeah. Yeah, that is great. Awesome, okay, good. So we can, I guess, leave that for now, as is. Wait, let me actually take a look at that again. Courses. Yeah, so we need to fix the scroll now, right? So this is another problem. Let's actually go to, let's go, wait, how did I generate the current faker data? Did I actually generate any faker data for courses at all? I don't think so. So technically we need to kind of smack a bunch of lectures and sections now, right? Section 3. Let's just add enough of content, right? So we can get the scroll, the additional scroll being shown, right? So section 6, section 7, section 8. Shaggy, I would do that, man, but then if I would do what you claim, I would have to do that every 20 minutes because somebody else wants it differently, right? This is just how the setup is. I cannot do these types of things every time somebody requests it, right? Because I would be then moving things every day based on personal opinions, right? But I feel your pain because you can't maybe see it. Let me do it like this, right? So let me just do it like this for now. I feel your pain that you're trying to see what the hell am I doing, right? So yeah, we have this additional scroll here that appears, right? And we need to do something about it, right? I can maybe... Oops, that's not what I actually wanted to do, but whatever. Give me 1 second. There you go, buddy. Just for you. All right, so yeah, let's see what we do with that scroll, right? So I obviously have some overflow there, right? Most likely. Yeah, so it's this one, overflow auto, right? Most likely, right? Yep. Wait, let me change the music. Give me 1 second. What the fuck is this, man? Ah. So the question now is, do I want that overflow or do I want to have a scroll? That is the question, right? So I would have to do the, yeah, no. So we definitely need the overflow for sure. Padding, let's see, height. But then we have the double scroll, that's the problem, right? That kind of sucks. So we would have to say that height is like, you know, let's just say something like this for fun, just for now, right? Let's just say, just so we test a few hypotheses, right? Right, so we need some sort of fixed height, right? Dynamic height would be awesome, right? So we'd have to kind of calculate this with the, you know, including the so we would basically need the bounding box calculated, right? So or we could use some, do I have some virtualized, because I don't want to install some, I don't want to install libraries or anything. Let's take a look at that. Do we have something now? Infinite scroll. So yeah, so we would need to calculate the size of this dynamically, kind of, right? And then use that height. So that would be positive to you as well. Okay, so I mean, we could write some JavaScript for that, right? It's not, shouldn't be rocket science, but it is a little bit problematic, right? Because we have to account for the couple of different things, right? Could we do like height? Wait, let me try one kind of simple assumption here. So this is approximately, what is this computed? This is in computed sense. Let's store this as a global variable. Let's say temp1 dot get bounding client rect, and then height is 90, right? So we have 90 over there. So we have 90 there, and yeah, that potentially is really that, right? So we could try saying And we also actually have this container right here, so that's awesome. What am I using? Ah, that's beautiful. So we have scroll into thing, right? Oh my god, here's the sugar daddy. I thought you no longer like me, man. Oh shit, guys, I'm sorry for that. You don't see my code at all. That kind of sucks. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, somebody said it. Thanks. Okay, so here basically we have the raft of the container itself, right? So what we could, in theory, do here, we could try setting its width dynamically, right? Can't we say something like dot current dot? I don't think actually this is gonna work, but I'm just gonna, because that's a constant, right? Yeah, exactly, right? Right, okay. But also we could basically try saying here, we could use the calc, right? So we could say calc, and then we could say 100 view height minus 90 or something. Let's say 180 px. Would that potentially work? Or let's just use some higher number just to... Yeah, kinda, right? And then if these additional items didn't exist, because the overflow is auto, technically, so if we just nuke them from here, the overflow should be gone, right? So that's fine, right? That's kinda almost acceptable. Let's try this. Then we would need to kind of try on smaller screens, but that more or less would do, I think. Wait a minute. Yeah, kinda, right? Did the music stop or some shit? Yeah. Yeah, so this in theory could work. We could try leaving it like this. The only thing that I dislike is the size of this now. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could go with this. This is a simple solution, right? Very simple solution. Potentially a working one, right? Just because I would like to avoid using JavaScript to dynamically calculate that if I can, right? And this approximates this, right? So yeah, in theory, it should be fine. I'm gonna actually push this now and also try it on my MacBook Pro on the 13-inch, because that would be of course details. Okay, so we're gonna test that in a moment. We're gonna test that in a moment, right? So when this is deployed, where's my laptop? Programmer network. All right, cool. Just gonna go and check it out. Check it out now. Yep. I mean, honestly, yep. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. It's great. Yep. Yeah, looks great on this small screen. I can see one thing is missing basically, and that is some sort of a padding or something. It's a little bit weird though, because I thought there was one. Give me 2 seconds, because I'm looking here on my Mac. Yeah, I see. Just kind of weird how it looks here though. Let's try to mimic. George, good evening, buddy. So let's go over here and let's say responsive. What is my resolution on my Mac? Give me 1 second. Let's try to kind of mimic that to some degree, right? Yeah, that's not going to be actually too good. So yeah, so this is kind of the resolution on my Mac, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Nice one. That's cool. That's cool. So let's actually try this again. And this is yeah, exactly. Okay, I see why. So the indicators. Okay, sure. Interesting. Okay. Connor, thank you very much, buddy. Again, that's very kind of you, man. Thanks a lot. Okay, so this in theory is sufficient, right? When I look at my Mac here as well, here there is basically, yeah, I mean, maybe we could even be fully accurate and precise in this, right? Because technically here we could even try to be a bit more precise, but yeah, I'm not actually going to do that. So let's just go with this. It's okay. I'm just going to change my screen resolution on my Mac to something different, and I'm just going to then check it out, but it should be more or less the same, I suppose. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Can I actually save this as my... let's save this as MacBook Pro M1 13-inch, just so we can have it, and it's 168 by 1050. It's Retina screen, right? So the pixel ratio is 2, basically. User agent is desktop, right? And then add. Beautiful. Okay. So can we just quickly switch to it again? Yeah, we can. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now we have that. Okay, cool. Great. That's great. Okay, cool. Let's do this, and that's great. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll push that and also check. PQNet sounds good, man. Have a great lunch. Thank you for coming, man. Give me 1 second. All right, we're just gonna wait for this to deploy, and then I'm gonna check on my Mac again. And then, of course, I'm gonna go back here. Or I'm actually gonna go back here. So this should not have any scroll, right? Yep. Okay, beautiful. Let me refresh here in my Mac. Ah, so nice. Awesome. Okay, that's great. Okay, cool. Now somebody, I think Leo mentioned, like, why do you need an additional scroll? Well, you need a scroll so it indicates that you can scroll, right? That's why. Is it weird sometimes? Yeah, sure. But you wouldn't know otherwise, right? That you actually have to scroll, right? And then actually, if we go to where is this draggable list, right? Didn't I have like list item draggable list item components? Wait, which one was this one? I think it's this one, right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Most likely, right? Ouch. Yeah. Maybe this is the one, right? Yeah. Interesting. All right, so actually let's leave it like that. Screw it. Okay. So that is cool. I guess. Let's go back actually to this place here. Actually, there was one thing in the API that I have to do. Maybe we can do it now, right? And I think that would be good. I have a sitemap somewhere, right? So I have a sitemap that I generate. And I think, yeah, so this is my sitemap generator, right? Yeah, so over here I generated a sitemap for the articles, right? That's great for the users, and we actually need to generate it for courses as well, right? So we need to, what we basically need to do, if I go to production, so if I go to courses and I go over here, you'll notice that we have these URLs that look like this basically. So we have to generate, and that shouldn't be actually hard, right? So if I get over here, what we basically need to do is we need to, we need to get the course and all the course lectures and then generate URLs like this, right? So we can get indexed on Google. So if I actually go to, where is it? Programming Network, PN, and I go to sitemaps, right? Yeah. So these are the current sitemaps we have. Let's go to performance, pages, sitemaps, yeah. April 30th. So yeah, so our sitemaps are in fact working and they're valid. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so yeah. So we need to generate this as well. Articles, users, articles. Await app models article find all. So what do we have to do here, right? To generate this piece of sitemap, right? So obviously what we have to do is we have to fetch all courses for each course, get lectures for each course, and then generate sitemap for each lecture, right? It's going to be something like this, pretty much, just like for the users and stuff, right? The article author is going to have this URL, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're going to do this. So we're going to say courses. And basically we can actually, wait a minute. So if we get to get course, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, we can pretty much do something like this, right? So yeah, so I think I'm going to do something like this over here, right? I'm not using Mongo, I'm using Postgres. This is just an ORM basically. Okay, so here we can say find all, right? And I wonder if in SQLize we can actually do this. I think we can. We should be able to. And then I actually don't want to do this left join. I don't actually want to. I just need the lectures, right? So we just need this, and we don't really need the authors. So we need basically this. Let's just ask ChatGPT if we can do this. Okay, good. It's just I wasn't sure with the find all can we do a join like this. So we can. So this technically should give us so that's good, right? And then pretty much we're gonna do the right? So we're gonna loop pretty much like as we are here, right? So we'll need to do something like this. So we're gonna basically loop through each course, right? And we're gonna have course sections, and then each course section is gonna have lectures, right? So we don't actually care about that. So we'll need to compose a URL that looks like basically this, right? It's gonna be this is gonna be basically a course, right? So it's gonna be courses/course.slug, I guess, right? And then learn, and then basically the lecture, it's going to be the lecture. And if you take a look at our database, so if you take a look at this article updated, so if I take a look at the lecture, where is it? Course lecture, do we have timestamps here? Integer, video URL, content. Yeah, I don't actually have... Okay, so we're not actually going to use this last mode at all. I mean, it's almost like this, right? With the exception that we don't really need this, and we don't really need this, right? So we have this, so we don't really have this guy, right? So we basically just have a string here, courses, course slug. Yeah. And we don't really need the last mode, right? So I wonder if it's going to work without this kind of function, right? Okay, so that's great. So how can we actually... So where's this crap? What did I want to do? Let's do... interesting. Background, install extensions, yeah. I didn't vote on the poll. How the fuck do I vote? Poll open. Ends in 2 seconds. Ah, it ended. What did I want to install? Actually, we do have it installed, so what the hell? Where is it? No SQL Remote Explorer extensions. I will never tell you. I want you to suffer. I want you to suffer. But I think you know. I think you already know. But I still want you to suffer. So that's actually cool. What the hell, man? Where's my postman? Huh. Oh, okay. Is that what we need to do? Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, let's maybe log in with this thing. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Huh, interesting. Okay. How come we don't have it here in the right? Okay, now we have it in the right. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Okay. So let's smack this guy here now. So let's go new request. So HTTP localhost 3000. What was it? Sitemap XML maybe? Was it? Really? No, I don't think it was. No. Let's take a look at Swagger actually. Do I have sitemap somewhere here? Yeah, so it's actually this one. Okay. So this is the endpoint. I see. So API 1. All right. So okay, so it kind of works, yeah. So if I actually, this is my second course. Okay, so let's validate if these links actually work. In fact, so if I do this, go to localhost 3000. Yeah, they actually do in fact work. That's awesome. That's great. Beautiful. Okay. So that actually does indeed work. So yeah, that's really all we need now to just generate a new sitemap, right? So our courses are actually exposed on under sitemaps, right? Okay, so we're gonna push this to production. So include courses in sitemap XML, right? That's pretty much what we're doing here. So we do a left join, we include the lectures, and then we generate the actual URL, and the base URL is going to be there already. Yeah. Let's deploy this to production. Beautiful. All right, cool. So let's go to where's my CI? Where's my CI over here? Okay, include courses in sitemap. There we go. Cool. Let's wait for this to deploy. Give me 2 seconds. And then we'll basically see if these new URLs are going to get submitted here, right? Because I've basically uploaded that thing. Nice. Okay, cool. What is this? Nice. Okay, we don't need that anymore. We don't need that. Write a migration file that sets the default value of user's username to an empty string. Huh. I actually don't remember why I did that. Okay, this is actually fixed. this is done now. I guess that's what we just did. Yeah, this I'm actually looking forward. GitHub syncs fail. Is this actually failing? Let's take a look at that. In production. Repositories. Interesting. Okay. Oh, the GitHub sync repos. Interesting. Okay. So let's take a look at this in the API. Very weird. So this is the start redirect path. Fastify is a nodejs library, or a framework if you wish. It's more of a library. Fastify JVT, where's this Swagger? Redis, auth. Did this potentially get messed up? Give me a second. Interesting. JVT, right? 723. Shit. I'm actually a few versions behind. Interesting. Yeah. So this I would like to fix. So basically, give me 1 second. Let's take a look at the front end. I see. So the access token, and where is this sent from? Over here. So this token over here, right? Sync repositories. Yeah. So wait, let's maybe print this token. This is a regression problem. I probably updated the library at one point and I didn't test this, right? We're sync, so we're gonna get called back by, yeah. So we got called back, right? Oh, wait a minute. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at that again. Let's do something like this. So yeah, so actually, so we have something to look here. So copy link address, right? So we get the access token. I get it from the URL search parameters, right? Yeah. Then we call it the sync GitHub repos with the access token. So it could be a regression with maybe I updated the library. It's no longer expecting this thing. Give me 1 second. So this is the start redirect path, and then callback URI. GitHub sync repos callback URL. Give me a second here. So yes, so we're getting 404 for this, right? That's a little bit weird. So let's take a look. So this probably is some sort of a regression, right? So this is the redirect path. Very interesting. Okay. Getting a 404, which means the only thing that can mean really is that Where actually was that? Where did I? I think it was here. Yeah, exactly. I think these auth apps were here, right? Yeah. Program network, yeah, synchronized public repositories. Yeah. So let's see what we have here. So client ID, 59 users have done that. And then this is the callback URL, right? Yeah, so basically, yeah, it's this one. GitHub auth, GitHub callback sync public repositories. I fix it by checking and sending API to GitHub if the user email exists. Then no, I don't think it's that one. No, I don't think that's the problem. No, I think this is a different one. So oh, the GitHub sync repos. Yeah. Interesting. Sync GitHub repositories, sync public repositories. What? Really? So why do I have both of these? Sync public repositories. Huh. Sync public repository. Yeah, so there's two of these guys, right? Interesting. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so maybe. Thank you very much for the follow, Mark. Appreciate it, man. Get GitHub repositories. Yeah, so okay, the authenticated user sync GitHub repositories. Yeah, so there's this one and there's the one with the token. So yeah, that's a bit weird, man. That's completely weird. Yeah, that's strange. Why do I have two and where are they used? Sync public repositories. Sync GitHub. Let's try to call this one maybe instead, right? Where's this resync button over here, right? Sync GitHub repositories loading handle sync. Oh, okay, I see. GitHub auth sync repos. So this is why I called. Sync public repositories. All right, let me just try this. Let's see what is the difference. Ah, shit, I can't do it locally. Fuck. Kind of sucks. Or actually, we could try in theory, right? Because I had a local host app, right? I had a staging kind of type of thing, right? What happens? Okay, back. All right, so this one I'll probably fix off stream because it requires me to go through some environmental variables, right, in the infrastructure and stuff. So I cannot do that now, but I need to check maybe just DNV. But this feels a bit weird. Yeah, that feels a little bit weird. Access token. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Because the GitHub logging in with GitHub works, right? Let's try that. Yeah, so that's fine, right? Okay. So yeah, so that one I'll actually, so let's actually move that one. Yeah, so let's move it on the top, right? Let's move this stuff over here. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. I'm gonna record more of these soon. Probably this week. I'm gonna record another one. I'm glad you like it, man. That's awesome. Glad you like it, man. Okay. So let's see what else can we do today before we round up. Maybe answer some questions. Create profile, create. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So that one I'll do on my own. Oh yeah, shit. There was another thing that I found, right? What was it? What was it? And where was it? Where was it? Crap. Was it here? Yeah, so there was that regression there. There was another thing somewhere. Courses, start a course. No, that's a good one. I think it was a meetup type of thing, right? Yeah, this one. Okay, so let's fix that very quickly. So that's the error handling we recently implemented. Yeah, exactly. So error reason research for meetup not found. Yeah, exactly, right? Get meetup and events. That's funny. Okay. Okay, so this one is just okay. Where was this? Organize a meetup, right? What was the okay? Let's close this and let's go this dashboard. And what was it? The one for organizing dashboard meetup. Manage meetup dashboard meetup manage meetup, right? Dashboard meetup, yeah, all right, yeah, exactly. And what is this URL? Dashboard manage meetup, yeah, huh, interesting. What did we do here? Let's take a look at that. Dashboard list. Interesting, okay. So I guess it has to be this one, right? By the way, I know you use PMPMS. What do you think about Bun? Is it better option to choose for creating new projects? It's not better or worse, right? Bun is a different JavaScript runtime, right? So basically, I think it's just there's no difference, right? In the context of speed, it's it's marginal, right? So if you're using Bun.js to write to run some sort of JavaScript, right? Then for sure you should use that, right? But if you're not writing applications using Bun, then then of course it doesn't make sense. What was it? Meetup form, right? Yeah, exactly. And where is this rendered? Meetup form. Huh. Oh shit, this is why, right? Crap. So where did I have this? Dashboard header. Yeah, exactly. So we're basically missing this. We're missing this endpoint. That's pretty much what we're missing, right? Most likely, right? I think so, at least. Let's see, create a course, manage course, yeah. Yeah, so we're probably missing some shit, right? Dashboard, manage meetup. Yeah, this thing, dashboard meetup. Yeah, probably it's this crap, right? Get events, blah, 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 blah. Dashboard list layout. Yeah, exactly, right. So this is what we need. This is what we need, pretty much. Pretty much the identical, right? Yeah, so we need something like this, right? That's kind of stuff we didn't have. This has to be manage meetup, right? And then this has to be what meetup form, right? And then okay, let's just say false or whatever. And then we'll replace these things, right? So let's just do this. Or let's just say promise.resolve for now, right? Just so that guy doesn't complain. Let's do this as well. And then, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Okay, so now at least, yeah, it renders. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. And I think what we are missing here, right, most likely is if we actually get, yeah, nah, what was it? Dashboard something header. Yeah, dashboard header, right? So we have this crap, right? Yeah, I think it's this guy. Yeah, let's try that. So if we go back here, and we go here, and we do something like this, pretty much, right? Well, bun is not the same as node. Bun is written in Zig, right? In a different programming language. So, I mean, for you as a consumer, you might think that it's the same. To some degree, it is, but it's very different. I mean, it definitely is different, right? So it's far from being the same. It's a different language, right? I mean, it's underneath, right? I mean, everything compiles to something, right? But no, it's not the same. Definitely not the same. What is it here? Let's say so meetup form. Exactly, right? Test. Okay, great. So that's amazing. Good. And then based on the state, we're gonna do something with that. Okay, that's amazing. That's great. So that's pretty much what we want, right? And what else did we have? We had pretty much the same crap for this, right? So so we do this, right? And then we do this. Just gonna smack something like course form for now, right? Just so we can kind of go back. So yeah, so we can see. Okay, so that was missing for sure, right? Yep. And then basically we're gonna reuse this crap, right, when you're editing and stuff as well. So technically, yeah, this is gonna be dynamic as well. How do I do it in other places though? Oh, and let's actually see what do we have inside of this component here. Handle update course, handle create. Yeah, okay, so there's some localized stuff here, which is fine, right? We can move that, and we probably will move this to a separate views, right? That's okay for now, I guess, because also this is creating what, right? So let's kind of clean that up a little bit. This is very old, right? So let's say it said is creating course, right, or whatever, and then we have this guy, right? So let's actually, I think, can't we do stuff like right click on this crap, right? And then we can say change our rename symbol or this right now. Can we say rename symbol is creating course, right? Yeah, okay, great. All your input fields are outlined. What do you mean outlined? Can you be more specific? You mean do they have border like this around them? And we can basically do the same here, is creating meetup, and then we're gonna kind of clean that up eventually. Right? Set is creating meetup, right? Yeah. And then if we go somewhere, where the hell was that thing? Manage course. Yeah, over here, right? Yeah. So is creating meetup. And then we're just gonna create these, right? So we go over here, handle update course, handle create. So we're gonna basically just duplicate all of this. So we're gonna say const handle, you know, create meetup. And, you know, it's gonna be the same with the const handle update meetup, right? Just gonna generate these two handlers very quickly. And then we'll just pass them over here just to fill in these boilerplate, right? Handle update meetup, right? Sorry, handle, it's create meetup, right? And then over here, right? Handle update meetup. Okay, great. And then the canceling is gonna be basically just resetting, right? So do we have some state variable for that? Is creating meetup, yeah, exactly, right? And then, yeah, we can just, that would be the handle cancel, right? So basically here we can just say, yeah, you know, set is creating meetup false. So that's cool, right? So if we get back here and do this and cancel, are we passing down that shit? Probably not. Handle cancel, set is creating meetup false. Yeah, we'll see about that in a second. Interesting, okay. So where's this thing over here at? All right, and do this, right? Cool. So yeah, so this is actually being called, right? We just basically need to, yeah. I mean, I guess on the cancel, what it is that we want to do when you cancel, right? So just go back to /meetups, right? So actually, yeah, right? So we want to set that, and then we want to say navigate, right? To dashboard meetups, right? Technically, that's, Dimitrovich is here. Hey, buddy, good evening. Okay, so that's kind of good, right? So we'll then implement, okay, so that these are the things that I never really, and then, yeah. Meetup form. And then again, as I said, we'll need to turn this into kind of, right, to different views and stuff. Or, I mean, you know what, actually, we can already do that now, right? So inside of this course form, right, let's just localize these things in there, right? So what I'm actually going to do, yeah, so what I'm actually going to do, right, I'm going to smack this bad boy over here, right? And then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that, right? So that's number one. So just we can start kind of cleaning this up. And then, yeah, we can kind of get rid of this again, right? No need for that. Let me just close some of this stuff. So let's close this, and that, and that. All right, cool. So let's go back to this thing again. So create it. So that's there now. Let me just put on some music. Give me a second. Okay, cool. Actually, that can play. Where were we? Okay, so we were here, right? Course form. And then basically over here, yeah, we want to use the data, right? So if there is data, if it was passed here, and then we're going to think about that in a moment. But yeah, over here, we probably want to show the name of the course, the description of the course maybe that you're editing, I guess, right? That's, I believe, probably what I had before. Courses, create a course. Yeah, this is creation really, right? Because if we get over here, yeah, that's course form. Yeah. Ah, crap. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Okay. So actually crap. So actually I'm not gonna do that. Forget about that. I actually think I want that, right? Yeah. So here we get to the courses, create a course. Yeah, so that thing here actually create a new course, something like that, right? Let's just try to use Copilot to generate this shitty description. Create a new course by filling, yeah. A little bit useless, right? But that's what it is. Okay, so let's kind of go back here. Let's go back here. So that's okay, right? And then we'll just call the course creation thing here. So that's good. Let's go back here. So it's the same here. Organize a meetup form. Where was this thing? Over here, right? Organize a meetup, and then over here we'll basically do the same stuff. Create a new meetup, fill out the form. A little bit useless description, but it's just a placeholder for now, right? Give me 2 seconds. Cool. All right, so that's cool. Let's push this to production already. It's not incomplete, but it's obviously better than what we have now. So that's sufficient. Meetups. Let's see what we did here. Yeah, so we added some state. We'll clean that up. Whatever. Cool. Great. Let's do this. Okay, and let's just generate do this. We're gonna for the React course, right? We're gonna do more and more complicated things. So for sure, right? I'm gonna cover all of these concepts, right? Just in a way that you saw how I record these videos, right? They're not typical courses, right? I just press record and do it. But for sure, I mean, we'll cover every single thing that there is. Just has to be gradual and pragmatic, right? Not too theoretical, right? That is the biggest problem. I don't want it to be theoretical, because technically, if you want that, right, you have all official documentation is probably your best friend, right? But absolutely. I mean, you can already basically do that with the last video that I made. I cannot read your name. It's written in Arabic, I guess, or whatever, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's wait for this. That's great. I mean, that's awesome, right? So now but yeah, there was, oh yeah, exactly. So organize a meetup. So that now works. I mean, at least takes you to the proper place, right? So if we go back to the actual courses, this now should take you there. And if we go back to meetups, it should technically take you there. And that's good, right? Okay, that's awesome, right? Yeah, that is great. Okay, so if I go to production now, production, courses, start a course. Okay, good. At least takes you there. I don't think we're actually calling this yet. What? Create a new course. Okay. Haven't created any course yet. Okay. Oh shit, this is a different username. I'm like, what the hell is this? All right, cool. So if we go back here, organize a meetup. Okay, cool. Courses, yeah. Amazing. Okay, good. So we have that. So we fixed basically the drag and drop. That kind of now works, right? So if I take a look at this, if I fiddle a bit with this, and if we go here, basically, we should see it here in my kind of course that I published. So that's good. That's great. Now, if we actually go over here, yeah, that's good. Takes us where it should. Go back here, takes us where it should. We just need to activate these things. Okay, that's cool. All right, that's amazing. All right, let's chat a little bit without the trolling for a little bit. Let's see if there's actually any people who have some genuine questions. Is there anybody on YouTube in here who has actually who needs help with something? Feel free to ask. I'm very happy to help you out. Actually, is there anybody on YouTube watching? Let me check the YouTube. YouTube. Yeah, there's 4 people on YouTube. So 4 people. Matty, I'm not done yet. So yeah. So Matty, stick around a bit more. Let's discuss something interesting. Matty, how is it? How's your team leading journey going? You're quite new at that, I presume. Do you want some? What are your current impressions? Actually, I'm sitting in a pretty strange. I like how I can positively influence projects. There has previously been some negativity between team members, and this has allowed me to really improve. Nice, man. That's amazing. That's really your job. Your job is to get the best out of people now, right? So never forget that. As a tech lead, team lead, whatever, you're already performing your main function, right? You need some sleep. I mean, clearly, everybody needs sleep, especially when you have a kid and a full-time job and everything else, right? You'll get there if you're not there already, C1. Nice, man, Matt. That's great. Ah, fuck, wait. I can hear myself on YouTube. I have doubts regarding static pages communicating with the APIs. I still understand this part. I mean, what it is that you don't understand, really. Everything is a static page out there. So you need to be a bit more precise for folks. So everything out there is a static page. What do you mean? Every website is a static page that has some JavaScript on it, right? So Refuxo, what exactly is it that confuses you, right? Every page, that web HTML as a concept is static, right? And then we add JavaScript to it to make it a little bit more interactive, dynamic, right? So as long as there's some JavaScript out there on your website that can do an HTTP request, that's how you communicate with your services, right? Let me actually switch it to this so people know. You don't pass security keys in the front end ever. That's you. There's whenever there's a word secret and front end, they don't go hand to hand together. So you don't store you cannot store things secretly on the front end, right? You can store your tokens. You can store your tokens, right, on the API. So your front end can call your API, and then your API store these secret things, right? I'm not using Next.js. I'm using just a normal React. Yeah, I have a video on that if you want. I can actually share it with you. Give me a second. So you can watch that there, Yanis, or you can just directly watch it on YouTube. I use nodejs. I use Fastify for backend, and Redis and Postgres, and I think wasn't there a command here? Let's see if there's more questions. Actually, while we're waiting for more interesting remarks, let's play. You know what? Some Zach Wild. Well, Refuxo, again, there's you don't store secure things in the browser. That's just the easiest thing for you to understand this is to just memorize that rule, right? That is the absolute rule, right? If something is in the browser, it's not secure, right? So meaning injecting environmental variables in the UI is you usually inject something that you're fine for the public to see. And of course, your API holds these secrets and stuff that your client calls then, right? So that is a little bit different, right? When it comes to JSON web tokens and any storage, cookies, local storage and stuff, there you also store basically things, which of course some of them only have to be available in your browser. So when you log in somewhere and we generate a JSON web token that we then store in the HTTP only secure cookie, right? Then of course, if somebody would copy paste that cookie, basically they could log in. So if somebody physically was on your laptop, what they could do, they could open literally your browser, go to application, go to cookies, copy that thing, right? And send that to themselves via Slack or Discord or whatever. So technically that would be a security concern, meaning if somebody would gain access to your laptop and literally be able to copy paste, don't underestimate actually this type of security. You should always lock your computer. So if you're at work in the office and you're working in an open workspace, right? Always lock your computer, right? Or even to protect yourself better, set the idle lock time to like 1 minute. So if you're not doing something for a minute, make it automatically lock itself, right? Is it good practice to create separate TS file for fetches? So I would say that based on how you composed your question, right? I would just say don't worry about these patterns for now, right? Just build things, right? Because you're talking about services now, right? About the service pattern, right? And I would say, considering that you haven't heard about it yet, I would just say don't worry much about it. As I said in my React course, right? Just build things. That's why I'm trying to keep it this I wouldn't even say simple. I'm trying to keep it pragmatic, right? And practical versus theoretical, right? So of course that the response to your question, should I structure my project in X, Y, Z? Of course you should, but you will get there, right? So let the trouble, the pain get you there, as I said in the course as well. Not So don't worry about it. Just build things. Make sure you can build some app that does something. You can click on it. You can create something, and right. And then as the time goes by, you're gonna learn these patterns, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about these details, right? These details are great and they're useful as you start getting better and stuff like that, right? But I wouldn't worry too much about that, right? System of a Down. Nice. I mean, if people are having fun that he's trolling, I'm fine with that. If somebody starts not having fun, then that's not cool, right? I don't mind. I just ignore him. But if people are annoyed, then let me know, and then let's do a poll. Let's do a 2-minute poll. Shaggy, I put your fate in the community's hand. Is Shaggy annoying? The poll is out there. You guys can fill it. It seems that you're not annoying enough, at least. So that's good. Ouch. 2. I mean, it's not enough to ban the guy, right? You really have to. Yeah, but that's not enough. Not enough. He's only a little bit annoying, right? He's only a little bit annoying, so that's just what it is. Yeah, only 2. I mean, but he was trying so hard the whole night to be annoying and he failed. Ouch. All of that effort for 2 yeses. Come on, guys. Seriously. From 1 to Java. Yeah, that's a good one. All of this effort, Shaggy, for what? For two yeses? Wow. Yanis, you should use whatever solves the problem, right? That is what programming or any other practical skill is about. You use a hammer when you need a hammer, and you use a jigsaw when you need a jigsaw, right? You don't use a jigsaw when you need a hammer, and vice versa, right? So just use common sense. I have a video on YouTube called Influencer-Driven Development Programming Propaganda. Maybe you want to watch that as well. It basically sums up the generation today, basically. So just use things that solve the problem at hand, right? That is the most reasonable way to solve it, right? All right, fellas, I think I'm gonna head off. I think I think there aren't too many great discussions tonight. It's fine. I like when people actually come for help. It's a little bit it's kind of crazy, right? That people today have access to so many mentors for free, so many people. But I think, as I said many times, Twitch is not the greatest platform for this type of stuff anyway. But yeah, that's just how it is. I'll just head off. I'm gonna get some rest. Maybe my wife is still awake. And yeah, I'll catch you guys up most likely tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna finalize these things, Maddie, and I think we're gonna build projects next. So people who are building projects can find other people or offer their help or create the ideas. But yeah, as you know, Matthew, you're my first viewer more than a year ago, right? This platform is not very great for this type of stuff. But demographically, it's a lot of very young people here. So that's just how it is. That's very nice. That's very nice, YouTube. That's nice. I mean, dude, I mean, I can set up some store, right? It's just not fun. What I want to do is like I have this on my to-do list for a long time. I'm gonna order these. I found on Amazon. I found like I think 25 or 30 blank cups for coffee. It's like I don't know, pretty cheap, and I just want to draw like by hand on them, right? You know, of course, I can set up some shitty generic shop. You're gonna get some T-shirt from China, right? But I think it would be more cool if it's more personal, right? I just do these things by hand, and then I send them to a few of you guys who've been so long around here, right? Because you know I don't care about the money or stuff like that, right? So as you know, right? So I would just send these for free. You would be for sure one of the ones to get it, Dimitrovic. Yeah, I think I have a POC. I have a proof of concept somewhere. I think inside of these drawers, right? Okay, then you will pay. You're gonna be the only one who pays, Dimitrovic, just because you're offering it without being asked. Exactly, Maddie. It's impossible, right? It's impossible. Twitch is united with Danish government here, and it taxing my salary even more just because I exist. Twitch is taxing everybody. But you know, Twitch is losing money a lot, right? Twitch is not a profitable company. And actually, I don't know if you know, in marketing, right? You have in marketing, I don't remember the name of that concept. In marketing, right, you have these hyper successful companies who simply own other companies or other products to uplift other products. So what people don't understand is that Twitch merely exists because of Twitch Prime and some of these things. Basically, they have a product that's losing money, but it's incentivizing people to buy Twitch Prime, which is making money, right? So fundamentally, Twitch as a service for Amazon is useless money-wise directly, but indirectly, it's creating their advertising through it. They are selling, you know, you have these 18 years old, 17 years old babies, right? Oh, mom, I won this League of Legends skin and stuff like that, right? So that is why the Twitch kind of exists. But Twitch is not profitable. It's losing money very fast, right? So it's no wonder, right, that they have these, you know, these amount of cuts, right? Like taking 50%, 60%, whatever, right? It's very reasonable because they have to pay salaries, right? That's just how it is. But yeah, I mean, Amazon, right, is owning half of the market of, I don't know what was the percentage, I don't remember, but fundamentally they can afford, right, to not have every product be profitable, right? Yeah. Okay, let's stay here for a minute or two more just to see if there's more people who who need an advice or something, and then we can say goodbye for now. But Matty, make sure that you log in time to PN, man. Just leave a message and stuff. That's all. You don't need to contribute anything else. That would I would appreciate that. Just do that, and you're already, yeah, please, man, because you've been around for so long, right? It's kind of, I mean, you've been technically an early adopter for so long. So that's, if you're wondering how can I I don't know, you know what I mean. Alrighty, I guess it's time that we round it up. Gonna go and get myself ready for bed. Need to go to work tomorrow. Yeah, that's what it is. That's how it is. Matty, Shaggy, and everybody, thank you for being here. Dimitrovic, who else was here that I forgot? C1 and I don't know, Refuxo and others. And yeah, thank you very much. And Yanis, you too, man. I'll see you guys another time. All right, have a great one. And YouTube, I'm gonna explain that some of these things in the video, so just bear with me, and then you'll get it there. I promise. All right, guys. Have a good one. I gotta go. Peace out, everybody. Cheers.